All right, here with Ben Crane. I know weird racing, especially this year for Arcadia. But hey, still a great time overall for just how the race planned out. 8:49 officially.
8:49, I think.
Yeah. So talk about the race today, Ben.
I was not expecting a tactical race at all coming into Arcadia.
Yeah.
So when we opened I think I was in through the first 400 in a 70, and I was in lane 4 for the first 3 laps. So it was just a big pack, and came down to the last 400 meters. I was within like 5 meters, I think, of the front pack, maybe a little more. And then when you have a bunch of sub 4 milers in your race, they kind of just go. So I probably closed in a 59. They closed in 54.
Yeah.
So it was a good race, good experience. Now I know how to race the 2 mile tactically. I was kind of hoping to go for a fast time, but I mean, it's close to my PR. I felt really good going into this race, and I ran it pretty far out. So like, it's a win in my head. And I'm excited for what comes this season. I'm looking to run some fast times, so we'll maybe come down to a dual meet or something.
Yeah. You said dual meet, right?
Maybe I'll run it at like a small meet now.
Well, correct. Yeah, that's something that I want to talk about. You said it off camera.
Yeah.
Almost you feel like you would run faster just doing it solo, alone. Just kind of talk about that. You said you got all the way out into lane 4. How long? How much extra distance do you think you probably added on this race?
20 yards, 20 meters. There was on the 5th lap, I ran the pullback straightaway in lane 3 or 4, just because the pack was so big.
Yeah,
it was a good race though.
Yeah, you get into a race that congested that early. How were you just kind of trying to maintain your position?
Just trying to make sure I saw the front of the pack and was able to be, if they went, I could go with them. Ended up not really going at all, so I put myself in a position to run fast and to run as fast as I could.
Having a great season overall. Great race out at New Balance for indoor nationals. I know. One spot off of All-American. Probably left a little bit of maybe a sour taste in your mouth, but still running great right now. You said that you got some big stuff coming up. You're running the mile in 2 weeks right at Disney and Palatine. So just talk about what's coming up next here, especially that mile. I think a lot of people have been waiting because you haven't ran it since Misfits.
Yeah. I'm excited to run a mile. Like coming off Misfits, I kind of surprised myself running that. I think it converted to a 4:11.97, so 4:12. But I say 4:11 because and like just running that off. That was off 3 weeks of training, and just being able to do that. I mean, I have a lot more miles in my legs, so my legs have been feeling a little heavier during training. But I think the position I'm in right now and the speed workouts I've done, I think I could run a pretty fast mile right now.
Yeah, I've talked with your coaches a good amount over the last few weeks. Big traveling the last few weeks as well.
Yeah.
So you're putting in a lot of hard training. I mean, you just went out to the Bahamas like 3 weeks ago.
And Washington before that.
Exactly, and you got all this stuff. You got Brooks promotional stuff that you're doing, all this kind of stuff. So just talk about that as well. Like probably legs feeling a little bit tired here. Like just how are you doing overall physically and mentally during this training block?
I'm doing really good. I think coming off of cross country, I was on college visits every other weekend or traveling for meets up until December when NXN was, so I kind of became accustomed to traveling a lot well, training hard, and so I've been running 70 to 80 mile weeks for going on almost 2.5 months, almost 3 months, and so I think my body's just learned to handle it, and I focus a lot on recovery, making sure I have at least 3 solid recovery sessions, whether it be like using Normatex or sauning or getting scraping on my legs. I just try to make sure I keep my body in as best shape as possible.
All right, man. Well, hey, congrats today. Excited to see you in 2 weeks at Disney and Palatine.
Thank you.